The problem that black people have or people of color have with other people of non-color or whatever, and other races of people is when other people are critical and talk about our race, all we do is jump on the bandwagon and do the same thing. And we never try to explain to these people what's wrong with them, but we're always having somebody tell us what's wrong with us. And that is the problem we have. Instead of talking about black problems, maybe us people of color need to start talking about white problems and Asian problems. In other words, why point the finger at our differences that pertain to us when we as a people need to point out their differences that pertain to us? In other words, black people this, black people that, black women this, black women that, and then we get up here, we bitch and complain about some Asian or white person or whatever some other people have said about us, and we perpetuate what they're talking about. Oh, we're going to debate the fact that black women are less attractive than any other women on the planet. That's a damn lie. It's a lie. Cleopatra was black. The most desired woman on the planet was Cleopatra. She was black. So when these people put a spin on it, and the same thing with Jesus. Blonde hair, blue eyes, but his skin was like copper and his hair was like wool. So when they say a black woman is less attractive, that is to make the Asian woman feel good. That is to make the white woman feel good, the Mexican woman. Every other woman has got to feel good when some other woman is being bashed. We as a people need to stop expanding on black negativity. In other words, when they bring up studies about us people of color, we need to bring up realities about those who don't have any color. In other words, instead of telling me how bad a black woman is, instead of me commenting on what you think a bad black woman is, I'm going to comment on a white woman. You understand? Or an Asian or Hispanic or whatever. Because I'm not going to perpetuate or debate a topic that is nonsensical in every form of the matter. I mean, you can't even word it correctly in any way you word it. So we need, as a people, to point out their faults instead of perceiving that everything they point out about us is a fault in us. There is no reality in any statement made by someone who does not know. In other words, I got white friends. Well, just because I have white friends, that don't mean I can comment on certain white situations. You see what I'm saying? So when someone says something negative about black people, I point out the white equivalent. Because that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. The perception that white people have of black people and not the perception that black people have of themselves. And everyone knows the most beautiful women all have color. They all have color. From Hawaiian women to the Hispanic women to the Nigerian women. The most beautiful women have the most brilliant color, the most hue in their skins. White women go tanning. Asian women go tanning. See, there have been some pale Asian women. I've seen them. There have been some pale white women. I've seen them. First thing they want to do is put some color in their cheeks. You can say black women are ugly, but as long as women out there are trying to make themselves brown, as long as they're trying to put some color in their cheeks, then they want to be ugly too. And if ugly is what black women are, then I want an ugly woman every time. I want an ugly woman every chance I get. I want an ugly Mexican woman. I want an ugly Asian woman. I want an ugly white woman. As long as they look like that ugly black woman, I want one of them. But as a people, if someone says something bad or negative about your people, do not debate negativity. You give it merit. When you, oh, black people, so that, you give it merit. Don't speak on it and it will die. We as a people must learn to follow this new plan of action. Whenever somebody says something negative about black people need to point out a negativity of white people. It's an easy thing to do. Point out how white people treat white people. How white people perceive other white people. You point out their faults and yours are minimized. And is it a fault that a woman's got big hips? Is it a fault that a woman's got big pretty lips? Is it a fault that a woman's got full breasts? Is it a fault that no matter what we do or what we try, we're imitated, emulated, persecuted, electrocuted, copied, refined, and divined? We are all they want to be because they can't get enough of it. Look, their noses are big. Big to take more air from you. Look, they're violent. Built to fight back you. Look, they're stupid. Trained by you. Infiltrated, destroyed, manipulated by those who wish to belittle us at every turn. Be smart enough to point out their mistakes, their problems, as they try to maximize and exploit ours. So as a black man speaking to a black woman through a medium created by those who wish us be destroyed by our own means, because you talk yourself into it. We have got to flip the script. Point out how many white women chase down black men. Chase down black men. Point out how many white women believe that white men do not have any confidence. Point out how many times they want to be like us. Point it out. From rock and roll music to hip hop music. You, people of color, you are the most desired commodity on this planet. They love you so much they hate you. They want to be like you so much they want to destroy any image of you. If you sing and dance, they'll take your tune. If you create something, they will take your name off of it. If you accomplish, they accomplish. But you won't get no recognition for it. A defeated people, their main goal is to defeat another group of people. Wake up, Stop talking about yourselves because somebody told you to. You know what? Black people are stupid. Go talk about that. Talk about how dumb it is when we perpetuate a stereotype. Let's start talking about their stereotypes. Let's make them see themselves like they see us. Until you can flip that script, we will constantly be talking about black people this, white people that. And any man of any race, of any nationality can put forth a study based on how they feel about a situation. Let every black person get together and put this study together about white people, their perceptions of white people. And then you will have white people come out and debunk a black man's perspective of a white person. But you have no black people stepping forth in any direction to debunk any statement made by any other race against the African Americans or the Africans of Africa or any race of color. They'll talk about Mexicans. Oh, that's not fair. You're talking about Mexicans. They'll talk about blacks. Oh, it's not fair. You're talking about blacks. And they ignore poor white people. They erase the image of poor white people. Because an image of a poor white person and you're a white person, that reflects on you. Negativity done by white people is minimized because of the white people in charge don't want to be looking stupid because of a handful of poor, uneducated, unkept white people. But you have the mirror, the image of the black person. You can show that image of the black person doing anything dumb and stupid, and it doesn't reflect on you because the image in that mirror of that black person is not of a white person, a person of non-color. I once met a Hispanic man. Because his eyes were blue and he was born in Mexico City, he was considered Caucasian. But here in California, he was considered a Mexican. And when he pulled out his ID for the first time, and you don't treat me like that, I'm a Caucasian. They treated his ass like a fucking Mexican. What is a Mexican supposed to be treated like? For one, Mexican supposed to be treated like a black person? Oh no! Is a Mexican supposed to be treated like a white person? Oh no! There's no difference between a Mexican, a black, a white, a Chinese, a Japanese, a Vietnamese, a Cantonese. There's no difference. And if we really, really want to touch base with who we are as a species, we are no different than the animals that we have locked up in the zoo. Period. There's a great lack of respect between those who can and those who can't. And there is a group of people out there who let you know if you're one of those who can and one of those who can't. There's rules set up so you cannot cross the line to be something that you should be. There's levels of where you can go and where you can't go in this country. And all these things are hidden behind an invisible wall, in an invisible room, in an invisible building, in every city, in every town in this country. And these people who work in these invisible buildings, their whole sole purpose is to keep us separate. A white man should not be friends with a black man because what? Because if they're together, united, then here comes the Mexican. Then here comes the Asians. Now you got the blacks, the whites, the Mexicans, the Asians, everybody together. One group of people, no race. And then what happens? What happens when there's one group of people and no race? All the women start looking good. All the women become beautiful. The world itself will become an oasis where black, white, Asian, and other can mingle and mix between each other without no repercussions, without no one, oh my God, he's dating a black woman. You see her with that white boy. None of that shit will go on in a world where people can just be themselves. I wasted too much of your time. 15 minutes out of one person's life is a lot of time. Especially when someone's trying to wake them up. Stop talking about drama, black drama. It's just not worth it. AX for life.